Error handling is an important component of scripting to consider because it is impossible to be completely error-free, especially if our script is long and complex. Some common types of errors: typos in our scripts, erroneously used commandlets, limitation on resources, user mistakes, etc. Error handling is an essential part of software development, but this also applies to PowerShell. Now, if we only create scripts for our own use, we might be more tolerant of seeing errors. However, part of error handling is to ensure our scripts do exactly as we expected. So we should take it seriously to minimize mistakes and, if possible, try to provide a graceful method to deal with errors when they inevitably occur. Some of the steps we can take in dealing with errors. First, proofread the scripts we created carefully. Use remarks to document what we did and, if possible, explain what the purpose of the commandlet is. This will help us debug if the scripts are not returning the outputs we're expecting or do not work at all. Second, develop a plan to properly and rigorously test the scripts. Try to provide inputs with wrong data type or other errors to see how the scripts behave. While it is impossible to test for every possibility of things that can go wrong, we should at least be confident that we cover most of the common issues. Third, set up proper default options when possible. If a user doesn't provide the correct input, for example, wrong date format, can we convert the data to the right format? Or should we set up an error message to guide the user to accurately input data? Lastly, sometimes there is no real error, even we don't get the results that we expected. And just because we don't see any error doesn't mean the script was fine. The point is, when we run a script, we have to check and double check our results and examine our scripts. What we have covered are just some of the more simplistic things we can do with scripting. I have some additional suggestions. Think before you begin scripting. Clarify what you're trying to accomplish so we have clear objectives, and determine if Windows PowerShell is the best tool for it. Sometimes a GUI tool or a command prompt can also get things done just fine and might even be easier. We should break down the objectives into smaller parts and figure out how to accomplish each part first, and then determine how to connect them together. Keep practicing and researching, as that is the only way to get better. This would even help you get better at clarifying the objectives and to formulate a better plan of action. Don't get discouraged just because you didn't get everything right the first time you try. Keep at it. Rewriting a script is very common, if not a necessity.